What has gone from the drawing board to the reality is this: the use of neural interfacing and physiological interfacing through the idea of remote-controlled small-scale systems to create a nanoswarm of biopenetrable materials that you cannot see, that can penetrate all but the most robust biochemical filters, that are able to integrate themselves through a variety of
from FNLA CIA mercenary attack. 8 years later, Cubans are still guarding the Gulf installations to protect them from FNLA attack.
And have you read what's happened recently, the past few weeks? David Rockefeller made a trip to Angola and with some of his cronies saying, hey, this is not a bad
membranes, mucous membranes, and wherever, mouth, nose, ears, eyes, and they can be done in such a level that their presence is almost impossible to detect, and as such the attribution becomes exceedingly difficult to demonstrate. The idea here is to read and write into the brain function in real time, remotely.
These nanobots, these blood cell sized devices, will be going in our bodies. We'll have some go inside our brains through the capillaries.
government. We want to set up commercial relationships with this government. And remember, we reported this on Alternative Views, and we said, hey, watch out, pretty soon we're going to see some action there. And sure enough, about 6 weeks, two months later, Vice President Bush made a trip to Angola.
Non-invasively, they'll be interacting with our biological neurons. They'll put our brains on the internet, and they'll also enable us to enter a virtual reality environment from within the nervous system.
So, you know, the guy who's considered sort of the guru or godfather of the transhumanism movement is Ray Kurzweil.
Saying, hey, these are pretty nice people here.
Well, maybe if, well, a year ago Rockefeller did the same thing. The point is that these so-called radical governments, yeah, I mean, what's radical? I mean, the ones that believe in people-oriented societies, that does not mean that there are enemies economically or otherwise.
And he's one of the heads of engineering at Google. And so everything comes down to what they view as the singularity. And the singularity basically refers to that point in time in history where we have created this global computer that sees all, sees everything, and where the
unless we attack them. They're believing, the Angolans believe in exactly what this country believed in when we had our own revolution. And so did the Nicaraguans. We threw out George V and the British.
Humans evolved to create a collective mind.
We're all collectively programming the AI. And Google plus all the humans that connect to it are one giant cybernetic collective, where we're all sort of plugged in as like nodes on the network, like leaves on a big tree.
A human.
They threw out Somoza, bloodthirsty, oppressive killers, corrupt, enriching themselves off the country. All this country has to do is get its ideology straight and say, hey, you know, a national holiday declared because the Nicaraguan people succeeded in rising up and ousting a corrupt dictator who was
mass machine interface to be able to predict the future and then control the future. That's in the founding documents of Google.
Your personality, your memories, who you are, the essence of your soul will be incorporated in the
stealing money and disrupting commerce. Now they're happier and we'll make more money and everybody will be happier. Instead, we declare war on them. We consider it a defeat. But not we, the American people. It's not a defeat to the values we believe in. It's a defeat for the CIA because they have
this disc as pure information.
And it was in Wired magazine 4 years ago, they actually released the quote classified Google documents admitting that when they were getting CIA funding and NSA funding, they're saying we already have search engines. This is NSA technology. They said no. We're going to get humans to interface with it, with their hopes, their dreams, all their actions, dial it into all.
help put Somoza in power and sustain them in power. It's a defeat for the CIA, but not for this country. It shouldn't be.
John, Reagan's claim is that the Sandinistas are supporting the rebels in El Salvador who are our enemies. Is there anything to that? I take it that that's his justification.
All the other machines and computers and have a lifetime model of the world hooked into GPS everything, the Internet of Things, to then be able to predict the future and then be able to control the future.
And the
for
no, that's his cover story, just as we had in Angola. Remember, and don't ever forget this, we had the 177 working group papers in Angola. Each one paragraph of it would deal with the story that we would tell the press for that week through the State Department spokesman.
the computer and both the computer and internet were entirely projects of the CIA. So the cybernetics group that basically dictated the direction for this project was
or through the ambassador at the United Nations. Then it was Patrick Moynihan. Now it's this lady Kirkpatrick. Not once did we ever discuss telling the truth. Now his story is that we're only doing this to stop the flow of arms from Nicaragua to El Salvador. The
intertwined with the CIA. And what's interesting is out of the cybernetics group came two fundamental projects. So one was the creation of personal computer, and the other one was MK Ultra. So basically, from the beginning, it's been this plan to create not only artificial intelligence, but a global computer that sees all, sees everything, for them to become gods.
The kind of technology that we
Nicaraguans have said, in every forum possible. What flow of arms? There is no flow of arms. And Washington says, but there is. Nicaragua said, show us, show the United Nations, show somebody your proof of this non-existent flow of arms.
Google are working on are very important for resolving some of the big problems that are going to face humanity over the next years. So think back to that decision that you made and think about maybe having made a different one. So just ask yourself the question, let's say you had made that other decision, is that person that did
Washington has been unable to do that. But I suggest to you again that if the United States would ever come to terms with its own values, the stuff we tell ourselves in the Grizzly Adams, Daniel Boone,
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it. Write for Pollution Booklet Box 1771, Radio City Station, New York.
Very